It turns out our brains are deeply wired for social interaction. When we don't get enough of it, the brain actually changes. You begin to lose nerve connections in certain regions. Before 2020, this was most noticeable in older adults who lived alone, cut off from family, perhaps unable to drive or engage in community life. Researchers found that such social isolation accelerated age-related cognitive decline and increased the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Since 2020, however, these changes are being documented in younger people as well. One common symptom is what we call brain fog, a state in which thinking and processing information becomes slower. You may find yourself struggling to recall simple words, feeling mentally drained even without doing anything physically tiring, and generally lacking sharpness. Why would social isolation cause this? The brain is a vast network of interconnected nerve cells. The stronger and tighter these connections, the faster and more efficiently signals can travel from one cell to another. But both inflammation and social isolation weaken these connections. Isolation also damages social cognition, the set of skills that allow us to read emotional expressions, recognize familiar faces, interpret tone of voice, empathize with others, and understand that other people have their own goals, desires, and intentions. This last ability is called theory of mind. Why it's called that, I'm not entirely sure, but it's the term researchers use. These skills are learned early in life, yet they require regular social interaction to remain strong. Without practice, they begin to fade. And beyond skill loss, isolation causes structural brain changes. In one large-scale study involving 32,000 people, MRI scans revealed that socially isolated individuals had measurable brain shrinkage in the temporal lobes, frontal lobes, and the hippocampus, the latter being essential for emotional memory and learning. It's worth noting that people with depression also tend to have a smaller hippocampus, suggesting that isolation, depression, and brain health are tightly intertwined. Even if you've experienced brain loss from pandemic isolation, depression, or other conditions that damage brain tissue, there's good news. Your brain can rewire itself and strengthen weakened connections. This remarkable ability is called neuroplasticity. One of the best ways to protect your brain from the effects of isolation is to build your cognitive reserve, the mental backup system that allows your brain to keep functioning even when there's some loss of volume or damage. Think of it like a backup generator that kicks in when the main power goes out. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a measurable reality, and it explains why some people remain mentally sharp well into their 80s, while others begin to struggle with memory in their late 60s. The stronger your cognitive reserve, the better you can withstand challenges like social isolation, environmental toxins, chronic stress, or other brain stressors. In short, cognitive reserve is your brain's built-in resilience. Ways to strengthen cognitive reserve include pursuing education, formal or informal, maintaining high levels of social interaction, working in cognitively demanding jobs, engaging in mentally stimulating activities like crossword puzzles, chess, or problem-solving games, reading regularly, learning a new language, playing a musical instrument, staying physically active because exercise promotes nerve growth, and nerve growth means new pathways and stronger connections. Building cognitive reserve isn't a one-time effort. It's a lifelong process. It's not about prestigious degrees or elite institutions. It's about consistently learning and processing new information. In the past, this meant going to school or visiting a library, digging through encyclopedias. Today, we have instant access to vast amounts of knowledge online. You can take courses, watch free instructional videos, or join virtual communities to learn almost anything. Curiosity is your best tool. A curious mind naturally seeks out challenges and new experiences, which feed neuroplasticity. Diet, sleep, and self-care also play an important role in brain health. But the beauty of this list is that most of these factors are under your direct control. Even if your job feels repetitive or unstimulating, you can counteract its effects by exercising before work, tackling a logic puzzle at lunch, or picking up a hobby that challenges your brain in the evenings. And remember, a stressful job is not the same as a mentally challenging one. Endless deadlines and pressure may exhaust you, but they don't necessarily stimulate brain growth. True mental challenges, even when difficult, bring a sense of satisfaction and engagement. Your brain is a living, adaptable system. Treat it like a muscle. The more you work it in healthy ways, the stronger it becomes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.